the Chinese Cultural Revolution. People that were considered too educated were also sent to the country. Doctors went. The Chinese Cultural Revolution was a social science and political movement that took place in China from 1966 to 1976. It began with the Chinese leader Miao. Its goal was to push the Chinese communist ideas and to get rid of any traditional Chinese elements and capitalist ideas from China. Communes is the economic and political ideas that all businesses should be controlled by the government, who would then pay the workers what they needed to live. The idea is what there is no rich or poor people, only workers. Capitalism is a economic policy where all businesses are ran by individuals, not the government. In 1966, Mao claimed that enemies infiltrated the government to restore capitalism. He urged the country to remove these enemies through violent means. The young people in China formed the Red Guard to fight these enemies. Other organizations soon joined the purge. Workers, military, and government officials would find people that they thought were not really communists. Millions of people were imprisoned, had their property taken away, tortured, and executed. Another result from the Cultural Revolution was widespread famine. Owing farms were outlawed. All farming was done in collectives. Collectives were groups of farmers. Collectors were groups of farmers working together in a government-owned farm. The government told farms to, for example, farmers were told to plow extra deep in the soil. These causes plant to grow stunted or not at all. They were also told to kill all the sparrows that ate seeds. The problem with killing birds was that there was nothing to stop insects from eating the plants. The estimated death toll from this famine was up to 36 million people. Education was also severely cut during this time, up to 17 million young people that were thought to be educated. The privileged were taken out of the city and forced to live on farms to learn how to be a worker. The resulted in most of the educated young people not being able to attend universities. This causes serious declines in doctors, teachers, and scientists for a generation. The Chinese Cultural Revolution. People that were considered too educated were also sent to the country. Doctors were sent to the countryside to make up for this many present. Farmers were given very limited very limited medical training was moved into urban areas to become doctors. Historical and cultural sites were ransacked and destroyed. Anything that was considered traditional Chinese was suspected of being old ways of thinking. Thousands of years of the history were destroyed. The Chinese Cultural Revolution was a period of unrest for most Chinese. Anyone that the communist part considered an enemy was subject to displacement, exile, torture, prison, or death. Chinese communist policies resulted in several million deaths due to starvation. Also during this time, education was discouraged, and those that were educated were often punished. History in Chinese culture was also suffered. The communists destroyed many artifacts and works of art. They were thought to be too traditional in the end. Up to 50 million people died as a result of the revolution.